Good morning, truckers. Hope you've all had a great Christmas and are looking forward to a great new year. Try and do more content in 2026. You join me here. If you've read the description, you already know what we're doing. So we're here at Teesside International Airport. This is a very faithful representation of Teesside. You've probably seen some of the videos I've been doing where I've been doing some training here, and you'll recognise the scenery. If I just stop spinning there, because it's making me dizzy, it's probably making you dizzy as well. These waterways down here, these so for example, where those two bits of water sort of pinch together, that is a visual reference for lining up onto runway 05 down there. So this is very accurate. The scenery is satellite imagery injected in through ortho. I also want to just say that Laminar Research, the makers of X-Plane, have pulled off an absolute blinder. Yeah, this is the brand new X-Plane 12.4.0 in my new favourite aircraft, which you've probably seen me flying a lot of lately. But if you look at the top right hand corner, I'm only running a GTX 5060 Ti, but I'm getting 45 frames per second here comfortably with pretty high graphic settings. This is not a powerhouse machine. I know there's a lot of people out there with seriously powerful graphics cards. This is not one of those machines, but you can see there, we've got the full picture of Teesside. We're doing 50 frames a second with satellite imagery, with very high levels of texture quality. So with 12.4.0, Laminar Research have introduced multi-threading graphics rendering, which means that they're not just using a single core of your PC to process the data that goes into the graphics card to turn it into 3D pictures like this. Now this PC does have it's got a 13700 KF multi-core processor, so this is using a lot more of those cores to calculate the data that needs to be processed by the GPU. The GPU has, in the past, the GPU has never been the bottleneck for X-Plane. The CPU has, because it's only been locked to one core, but this is now, by moving to multi-core, we're now seeing an increase in performance, in smoothness, and yeah, it's made the game even better. It's made a great game even better. I appreciate I sound a bit like a X-Plane salesman, but I just like it. Okay, so we're on the ground. We're in the north of England. The sun is low in the sky. You can see the long shadows, even though it's almost midday. This is just what it's like in the north of England in the winter, in the dead of winter. We only get a few hours of sunshine. It's almost like living in Alaska, but less severe. We do get sunshine over the winter, but it does stay low in the sky. Similarly, in the summer, the sky never really gets dark, which is a bit strange. You can go out at midnight and you can still see off to the north. You can still see the sun, the sunlight. What are you doing? Bit close, mate. Bit close. So yeah, without further ado, let's make some moves. So today we are going to fly up to Edinburgh. We're going to then collect some cargo, and we're going to take that cargo down to Manchester Airport. I'm just filling while I'm trying to figure out how I can get my route in. That's not the call sign that I want. ATC call sign today will be November 504 Kilo Quebec. But unlike the flight that we took from Brussels to Newcastle, did we go to Newcastle or did we go to Teesside? I think we went to Teesside. Instead of, no, that's not worked. This thinks I'm N01. That looks like a default. No, I think that should do. Anyway, sorry, I know you're just watching these cars play dodgems. Oh, that tug's got rear wheel steer, all wheel steer in fact. Oh, hello. Good morning. My co-pilot is here. One thing I want to do is, while I'm figuring out the flight plan, is right now this is the commuter version of the Kodiak K100, and we're doing a cargo run today, so we shouldn't have the the commuter version. First of all, I want fairings on because that gives a slightly better performance. I want cargo to switch on. You can see we lose the windows. Can I also get a pod? I would love to get a pod underneath. I can change my pilots around. Interesting. So ski, synthetic vision, tyres regular, that's fine. We're just operating from tarmac. Don't need mud flaps. We want synthetic vision on just because it's cool. We are anti-ice equipped. That's the black bars across the top there. I'm just going to quickly pre-file on a network. Takeoff time is 12:15. The time right now is 12 o'clock. That's probably enough. So I'm going to hit File Flight Plan, and we are filed. Okay, so what else can I thought there was an option to put a cargo pod. Cargo pod, there we go. There we go. Now it looks much more like a cargo aircraft. Mode, I want realistic. I want the electric tug off. Window reflections on. Startup running off, obviously. We want to do that ourselves. And put a ground power unit on. That's cool. Cargo pod doors closed, or we can open them. That's cool. Chocks. Brakes are currently on. Turn all lights on and off. Nice. Okay, I think we're done. So I'll stop fiddling. We've got our cargo Kodiak. Let's jump inside now. That's not the right button. Let's get this started up. Oh, one other thing as well that we need is X-Pilot. Let me just pop that onto your screen as well. And then we can connect N504KQ, connect. And now we're online. Okay, so we'll just wait for any controllers to appear. So we've got EGGP. What's EGGP? Is that Scottish? That's Liverpool. Oh, usually quite good at that. And ED is Langen, so that's over Holland way. AH is Amsterdam. Yeah, so there's nothing around here. So we're going to take off VFR. We do have an IFR flight plan filed, but we're just going to leave it VFR for now because it's such a nice day. If we do start encountering weather, which I think we will as we head towards the north, we will open our IFR flight plan. Okay, let's get moving. I'll stop doing some talking. Turn on some fuel. Got to get the mouse pointed just in the right place. And then we'll turn off the yokes, just because I like to turn off the yokes. Turn on the master. Just make sure my throttle is all set up. So that's prop, that's mixture or condition in this aircraft. The power setting is in normal. We have some power to the primary flight display. Just wait for this to figure itself out. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to start the engine while the gyros are spinning up, and this is getting lined up. We'll give it a moment. The sun is very low. I think we'll probably land back here in without much sun. I think I'm just going to go for it. So I struggled with this last time because there was a failure. Oh, hang on, let me just check the EGNV. We'll get the QNH, so QNH today is 1026. So just to make sure our backup instruments are showing the right... Ooh, this doesn't have hectopascals. It just has inches of mercury. So altitude unit hectopascals on here. How do I set the baro as the outer? So 1026. I set 1026 on there, go back to here and set that to inches. That gives me 3030, set it back to there, and then this can be 3030 on here. And that should give us 40. What if I press M, go to Teesside here, click on it, go to details, there's 120 feet above mean sea level. So that's not going to work, is it? So 3030 should be there. Well, we know that that's correct because we're on the ground now, so we'll move it to there. That's going to give us about 30.36 on the altimeter. That still hasn't come in. Let's start the engines. I'm going to open my little flap here. Say clear prop. Close that again. Actually check around, make sure there's nobody standing around the propeller. Next we are going to, I think you put this into low idle. Condition even to low idle. You put the propeller fully forward. That's in idle there. That's fine. To do beta. Why is that not set up for beta? Which is reverse thrust. We won't really need it today. But if I go into joystick and if I pull back on that, hold thrust reverse at max. If I set that to beta, toggle beta prop. Don't really want to toggle it. No, we'll just do it without. We'll do it without because we've got good brakes. We're landing at some pretty big airports. We don't really need. Don't need reverse thrust. Effectively, that's what that is. The beta is when the propeller blades turn the other way, and rather than pulling you forward through the air, they kind of push you back. But we don't want that. So anyway. Auxiliary fuel pump we'll put on standby. We're going to set the starter to low motor, and that's going to start that spinning. We can start to see some of these numbers turning, and what we want to do now is start the ignition process. Whoa, okay. Not sure why that's happened. It's going well. It's going really well. I think I know why that happened. Hello. I'd like to get back on the ground, please. So I think this is because... where's my little button gone? Is that it? There we go. That'll be weight and balance, won't it? So we will... You can see on here our weight is too far rearward. So let's remove those. I'll just remove all the rear weight and hope that that brings us down to the ground with a bump, which it's not. But we will try and keep our weight. Actually, that looks like it's too much weight towards the front. So we haven't picked up our cargo yet. Let's be realistic about this. Pounds, £300? Don't think so. Is there a way of changing that? No, just on or off. Okay. Let's close that. Let's look at our nose in the air. Why does this plane always throw something up? Turn off the ignition. Go back to off. Stops us spinning. Go back to starter engaged. I want to push the elevators all the way forward this time. hope to happen is we'll get some airflow over the elevators, and that's going to push the nose back down again. Prop fully forward. Not really working. Really well. If I just release the brakes. Oh, you're stuck here. I need to reload. And backwards. Backwards. Oh, I'm playing. I reload the current aircraft. What's that going to do? Let's find out together. I've run out of coffee. I need more coffee for this sort of thing. This is loading, by the way. Your stream has not frozen. The game has frozen. Game, sorry. It's not a game, it's a simulator. Xpilot has disconnected. So while that's loading, I'm just going to check the sound levels. Okay, we're all good. Should we try this again? Right, let's be quick. So we need to... We've got fuel on. The engine is turning. Get rid of the yoke. Prop still forward. Mixtures where it needs to be. Condition levers where it needs to be. Ignition is now off. Starter is off. Turn the avionics bus so we get our nav. We can now turn on the generator. Generator is on. Alternator on. Beacons on, which we didn't do before. Nav, taxi, landing lights doesn't need to be on just yet. And we are ready to go. Let's reconnect to Xpilot. Oh, and I've lost my pod and I've lost my cargo as well. So one moment, por favor. Turn on cargo. Turn synthetic vision, go to cool, get my fairings back, go to cargo pod, dog tip backwards. Weight and balance, we are going to take out some of this cargo, because it doesn't exist yet. And we are within the flight envelope, all is good. and then we're going to do a radio call. Let's just quickly check there's no other controllers online before we start to move. This guy loves just driving in circles, doesn't he? Let's do a quick radio call for now. 122.8. So we're on Unicom. What did we say the wind was? Wind is 240, so we're going to taxi to the holding point for 23. Teesside Airport traffic, November 504 Kilo Quebec, taxiing via Alpha to holding point for runway 23, Teesside. Okay, brakes off. Oh, no, what have we forgotten? We've forgotten to put our nav in here. So let's go to flight plan, enter first, and then we are going to go to flight plan, and then I think we tap, nope, we don't want any of those, although it usually takes me ages to find those. If we just hit flight plan, click on the tip of that button there, would help if I had my navigation up on the other screen. So we're going to fly to NATEB, N-A-T. So this is the VOR that is on Newcastle Airport. N-A-T-E-B, NATEB, there it is. Enter to accept. So we're going to go to NATEB. Oh, let's go try and go to that one. How do I delete? Can I delete? And then I click on that one. Do I? Ugh, why is it so complicated? Click on there, and then gonna go down. Oh, there we go. Right. So, how do I delete that? Clear? Nope. Oh, it's going so well. Tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to download this. And then we can just use that. So, sorry you can't see this bit, it's just on a different screen. If I go into output, the output folder, into FMS plans, save. What we should then be able to do, which I managed to do before. Ooh, remove EGNV, yes. Ah, never mind, I figured it out. And then, oh no, let's just do it the easy way. So back into flight plan. Don't know what I did before. Come on. I don't want to create or change the flight plan. That works. Just hit enter. What did I do before? There we go. Okay. Nobody touch a thing. Now we want to go to EGNV, EGNV, EGPH, EGNV, EGPH, that one there. Hit enter. Different. Oh, I haven't updated my AirAC cycles. Don't tell VATSIM because it will kick me off. Zoom out of this, zoom out. That should take us up, and then up, and then up. Yes, that's fine. So that's heading in the right direction. We want to take off from 23, head north, so we'll come to the top of the airspace there, leave the zone, and then head up towards Newcastle. Whoa, easy as that, peeps, easy as that. And we are there. Now we can move. Quickly look around because it's been a while since we said that we were going to. And what's slightly concerning is my primary flight display is not showing the brown ground. I'm not sure why. Get out of the way, Austin's vegan food. Oh, he'll just lower the flaps. onto this taxiway. So taxiing along on Alpha, props fully forward. Now in the real Teesside Airport, on the left here, that hangar that we're just coming up to, going a bit fast here, aren't we? That hangar there is Draken. I think I mentioned this last time. Draken is a company run by Jared Isaacman, who is, I think he's about to become the new director of NASA, I think. But he was also the commander, the first civilian commander, on a space mission, I think. And he was also the first civilian to perform a EVA, extravehicular activity, so to leave the spacecraft that he was sent up in. I forget what it was called now. It was a SpaceX Dragon, customized Dragon capsule with the ability to step outside. Yeah, very, very cool. So after takeoff, we're going to climb to 9,000 feet, and I'm just going to follow the magenta line, just like following the sat-nav. Teesside Airport traffic, November 504, Kilo, Quebec, lining up, taking off, runway 23, Teesside. Let's go. Right, so prop fully forward. Bring the condition up. That's going to give us full power. Wind is pretty much straight down the runway, slightly to the right. So we may need to just adjust for that. Let's go flying. Still needs quite a lot of right rudder. Oh, and I think last time we learned you need to also apply a little bit of... I hate the way that this yaws around on the ground. I'm doing 110 knots, like. There we go. Accelerates very fast. And we're up. And we have electronic trim, which is really nice. Gorgeous Teesside scenery, and we can change the flaps. Weirdly, I think I mentioned this last time, when you put the flaps up, in most aircraft you get a nose down movement because you lose a little bit of lift. In this you get a nose up, which you've got to respond to. So we're just going to turn to the right here. Going to zoom out a little bit so we can see the direction that we need to head in. I'm going to fly up to Newcastle. The performance of this aircraft is cool. So we're doing 150, still accelerating, even though we're climbing at 1500 feet per minute. Nope, keep coming around. Windmill down there. So I think we are just going to fly our IFR flight plan today. There's too much weather around. Too many clouds. I don't really want to go cloud dodging. Having said that, I think this is pretty much going to take us away from the clouds. And then at 9,000 we should be above them. May be able to keep it VFR today. I don't have my charts with me, but I'm sure there is a Class A TMA around Edinburgh that I would need to be very careful around if we were going to do this VFR. That's quite cool. So if we turn left here, we should intercept that magenta line on the nav. Climbing through 4,000 feet, I should probably pull back the power just a touch now. And I am just going to fly this, I'm not going to use autopilot. Because what's the fun in that? So lower the nose a little bit. Yeah, we're going to go straight through these clouds. Oh, we're not on our magenta line, are we? I think I just need to follow it on this nav display down here. Going through clouds when you're a VFR pilot, when you're not instrument rated, feels very naughty. Keep it coming. There's 5,000 feet. Just watching our speed decrease a little bit. We're probably going a little bit too steeply now. And a little bit of a bump, as you would expect when you're going through cumulus clouds like this. Not going steeply enough now, our speed is climbing. Quite a few bumps. You can see the light on the glare shield. There we go. We are on our assigned heading. Track. I think we're just going to drift off there. You can see the little white arrow at the top. Is that the nose? We'll figure that out as we go. So our climb rate is slowing considerably, but the views are great. Having a good flight? Good. 6,500. Shouldn't take us too long to get to Newcastle. It's especially at 150 knots. Just up the road. I think that down there will be Newton Aycliffe. And you've got the coast off to the right hand side there. More clouds ahead. We also shouldn't be on our that barrow setting.
Newcastle traffic, red nose 3528 overhead the November Tango flying outbound procedural ILS to land runway 25 Newcastle traffic.
So that's traffic at Newcastle Airport. Steer slightly back on course there. Great when you're flying a well-trimmed aircraft. Just seems to fly itself. And all the pressure taken out of the controls by the trim tabs. Yeah, these are pretty good. I can see a little service like this being helpful in the UK, especially in Scotland, for example, where there's limited mail service because it's so remote. There's 8,000, 1,000 to go. I chose 9,000 because I thought that would actually keep us above these clouds, but I guess not. We can always climb higher. Now what I have just spotted is we've got EGPH approach on 121.205, which we can start to plug into here, unless there's any EGPH ATIS. Here we go. Information Charlie, QNH 1024, ATIS Charlie. I want to make sure I'm not going to blast through my altitude. Runway in use is 24, transition levels flight level 70, radar vectors to an ILS approach, turbulence may be encountered final stages, wind is 250 at 12, quite strong winds, but we're landing on runway 24, so it's almost on the nose. I'm just going to point this nose down and to keep us at flight level 90 without descending. Just trim out that pressure on the elevators. Receive information Charlie, advise aircraft type. Let's see if they recognise the Kilo 100. And then we can speak to approach. Is there any centres? Approach, no, 121.205. Okay, so try and maintain 9,000. You need a lot of nose up, apparently, in this aircraft to maintain an altitude. That doesn't feel quite right, but I don't know. Maybe you do. And then it was 121.205 will be the next station on the radio. Where is radio com? 121.205. I'm descending and turning. 205. Let's try and maintain that altitude while I do this. 121.205. And then at this point, I'm not going to do it quite yet actually, because we're just over Newcastle. And there is traffic around that we know of. So we are well below our... proper Geordie accent. That's how you know that you're in Newcastle. Get back on track. Going a bit quick, getting right up to that red line. There's no turbulence that I can tell. So it looks like we're just coming up to the River Tyne, which is the one that flows through Newcastle and Gateshead. Maybe I'll spot the white roofs of the Team Valley. Not quite sure where we are exactly. Struggling to stay on track is what we are. Now that we've descended quite a lot, we've got Shuttle 13 Echo below. That's a service between Newcastle and London Heathrow. We do about 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 flights a day between Newcastle and Heathrow. Shuttle is British Airways. It's a domestic service run by British Airways. Very, very helpful for getting to London quickly. You can see Newcastle Airport just at the top of the navigation display at the bottom right. Climbing back up to our desired altitude of 9,000 feet, or flight level 980. Lovely up here, absolutely lovely. And then I find it quite confusing, this navigation display. So you've got a magenta line going up and to the right, but I think it's that white line that we need to follow to the left, because we're going to go across the country now to join the normal arrival route into Edinburgh. 20 feet to go to our altitude that we want. Just lower the nose very, very slightly. Try and hold 9,000. We can reduce a little bit of power.
Charlie Red Nose 3528, vacated Bravo, runway 25, starting to stand number 11.
Very professional radio call there. Ooh, he just looked at us, that was a bit creepy. Plane likes to turn to the right, like a reverse NASCAR car. And yep, I should be following that white line. Not doing a very good job of my nav here, enjoying the flying too much. Be a bit more assertive on these turns. So we haven't got the ground displaying on the primary flight display, and I wonder, where's the button? There it is. I wonder if that's because I turned on synthetic vision. Yeah, I think it is. I think I prefer that. I like to be able to see the ground. Lined back up again on our track. There we go. So at the top right of the navigation display it says ETE is counting down. That's our estimated time en route, which is like how long's left of the of the trip. That's ticking down because it's just trying to calculate how long we'll be flying, and because we've turned from being off course to on course, it's now correcting it. But at the same time, I think... Oh no, that is actually... Sorry, that is accurate. I'm used to that being bigger numbers. That's basically saying we've got 1 minute, 8 seconds until Agped, which is the next waypoint up ahead. Is there a way to see the total time remaining? Not really. Okay. One problem with flying IFR, instrument flight rules, where you follow headings and maintain altitudes, which I'm not doing either very well, but there we are, is you don't get to see outside as much. You're kind of focused on the instruments. Now, during my flight training for the PPL, the private pilot license, you have to undergo training where you effectively lose sight outside, and you wear this hood over your face, so you can only see the instruments, you can't see outside, but your instructor can. And they basically give you headings to hold and compass directions to point in, those sorts of things, and that's basically simulating what would happen if you flew accidentally into a cloud where you've got no vision outside. So your eyes drop straight down to the instruments, and then you use the instruments to get you out of the cloud. You just basically do a 180, because you don't know if the cloud in front of you goes for 1,000,000 miles or not, but you know that you've just been in clear air behind you, so you do a 180 and fly out. But you need to do that in a controlled way, so you've got to trust the instruments, you've got to get used to using the instruments, rather than, oh, I'm climbing. Trust the instruments and follow the instruments, which I'm not doing. And that will could potentially save your life. So, I don't think we've got a route in mind, so I think we'll just be given radar vectors to follow, and that will guide us to the ILS. It should be a clear day in Edinburgh. So if we do .wx, which is WX's weather in plain speak, EGPH, let's have a look at the weather. It is few clouds at 2,800 feet, 6 degrees, dew point 3, QNH 1023, pressure's dropping, so the weather is potentially going to get worse over time, but we'll keep an eye out for that. 250 at 15 is a strong wind. We're going to be going very, very slow when we touch down. Ground speed slow. Some kind of river or road down to the left there of the windscreen. I'm going to follow that line up to there, and then I'm going to follow that white line north to Tartan, I think. Let's find out. Oh, I hate the pause in the GPS when it's loading the biggest screen. The British Airways shuttle pushing back at Newcastle, I think. So yeah, we're heading to Haven next, then Tartan, and then to the north to Edinburgh. Pick up that cargo, head down to Manchester, head home. Good day at work. Great office views. Look at those clouds. Solved problem now in X-Plane 12.4.0. Looks amazing, very atmospheric. And most importantly, you've got this amazing physics engine, this flight model to use, which you don't get in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It still feels very arcadey. Still gorgeous, still, you know, really like the auto-gen trees and things like that. But I know a lot of people are struggling with performance on Microsoft Flight Simulator, and crashes to desktop. Those sorts of things are now pervading Microsoft Flight Sim, whereas X-Plane just seems to be getting better and faster and more beautiful all the time, and more stable, he says, hoping it doesn't just crash now, because that would be hilarious. So let's just check, did I file? Ooh, excuse me. Filed IFR, which is good, 9,000 feet. Now I'm probably going to contact the approach controller a little bit earlier than usual, just because I'm a slow aircraft and they would probably like to keep me out of the way of the jets that are coming in and out. We've got 9 minutes 21 seconds left on this leg, on this to the next waypoint, that is, not the next leg of this flight, which is all the way to Edinburgh. You can see we're flying Agped to Haven. Distance 23.5 nautical miles to fly. You know what, we do have a little bit more performance in this aircraft that we could take advantage of. To be honest with you, I didn't hear that very well. Maybe you did. Try turning up these, turning up the headphones a little bit. I did hear shuttle 13 Echo, so I know it was the British Airways shuttle to Heathrow. I just don't know what they were doing. So what's interesting about the PT6 engine, can I jump outside without deafening us? You want to just turn me down just for a moment until we find out? Yep, that's okay. So the PT6 engine is actually installed backwards. So the air rushes in the little smiley face at the front. It goes to the back of the aircraft, the back of the engine, sorry, and then it comes forward through the turbines, turning the turbines, and then the exhaust is out of these exhaust pipes here. So they actually end up doing a full 180, the air, and going in through the turbines from the back towards the front, which I find quite funny. Get back on course. We'll get back on the altitude. Just arrest that descent a little bit. And at this point I'm going to switch across to Edinburgh approach. I'll have a quick look on the map, see how busy they are, because I just want to...
Direct to Dean Cross, Delta Charlie Sierra.
Very busy. Very, very busy.
Edinburgh, hello again, needs 6090 320 on Sand 11 with Delta requesting clearance to Manchester. Roger, standby. Easy 212, leave Tartan, heading 015. Heading 015, easy 212. Easy 212 after Tartan, heading 015. After Tartan, Roger, easy 212. Radar 1 Papa Tango, climb now flight level 100. Climb now flight level 100. Right now, 1 Papa Tango.
So I'm just having a quick look on ChartFox, which I'm going to try and give you a view of as well.
Easy 6090, clear to Manchester, the Gossam 1 Charlie departure. QNH 1023, squawk 0243. Clear to Manchester, Gossam 1 Charlie, squawk 0243, and the QNH 1023, easy 6090.
Struggling, to be honest with you.
Easy 6090, correct, break. Scandinavian 0377 via Delta 1, runway 24, cleared for takeoff, wind 250 degrees, 15
So I'm just checking the ground charts to see where we are going to park.
Shuttle 9er Zulu, taxi holding point Delta 1.
There's a terminal building, cargo centre, so we're going to probably want to go to stand 200. We'll try and get one of these 200s along here.
There was 2 stations there, November 172 Whiskey, Roger. Joining right base for runway 24, the surface wind 250 degrees, 15 knots, there'll be 1 departure ahead.
Right base runway 24, November 172 Whiskey.
Then we're going to try our best to follow the AGPED 1 Echo.
Shuttle 9 Bravo, cross taxi. Shuttle 9er Bravo, taxi, holding point Delta 1, runway 24 via Foxtrot and Alpha.
We are miles off course. Let's get that sorted out before we make contact with them, because they'll think we're incompetent. They wouldn't be entirely wrong, but let's try and bring our best a bit low as well.
Easy 212, 2 miles from touchdown. Descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
Feet.
2 miles from touchdown and descend to 4,000 feet. Easy 212.
So how do I set? I'm going to switch in.
November 172 Whiskey, report your intentions for this approach.
Full stop, November 172 Whiskey.
9,000 feet.
November 172 Whiskey, Roger. The Edinburgh surface wind 250 degrees at 15 knots, runway 24, cleared to land.
So I'll set that to altitude.
24, November 172 Whiskey.
And nav. So GPS. So this should now keep us on.
Flight level 86. Nordic 1640, Edinburgh radar, hello. Turn left heading 140 degrees, descend flight level 70.
This really is flinging it over in the skies.
Nordic 1640. Radar 1 Papa Tango, Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye-bye. Unicom 122 decimal 8, thanks for the service, g'day, Radar 1 Papa Tango.
I'm going to see if I can grab a notepad as well. I feel like This guy really knows what he's doing.
0377 Edinburgh radar, hello, standby. Easy 6090, request push and start.
So, we're on course, we're on altitude-ish. That's 9,000. If I do nose down...
Yeah, it's stand by.
I do VNav, will that allow us to descend? Let's turn off altitude. So that's pitch, so that's pitch down. Should give us 100 feet descent rate. 100 feet per minute descent rate.
212, descent altitude 3,000
See if that levels us off at 9,000, altitude 9,000.
Scandinavian 0377, fly heading 320 degrees, climb flight level 140. Fly heading 320 degrees.
Let's just check what the ATIS is. EGP ATIS. Information Delta.
330 degrees, speed 180 knots.
QNH 1023.
Turn left heading 330 degrees and speed 180 knots. November 1640, vectoring for an ILS approach runway 24, you're number 2 in traffic. Descent to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023. Nordic 1640, turn left heading 090 degrees, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023. Turn left 090, descent 6,000 and 1023. Nordic 1640. Shuttle 90 Zulu behind the landing light aircraft via Delta 1, line at runway 24 behind.
Let's try to find out what is the correct call sign for the controller.
Nordic 1640,
Edinburgh
speed
radar.
220 knots. 20 knots, Nordic 1640. Easy 212, left turn heading 270 degrees, cleared ILS approach runway 24. Turn left heading 270 degrees, cleared ILS.
So I think we'll get the clearance, we'll get the arrival.
Nordic 1640, 24 miles from touchdown, descend to altitude 4,000 feet. Descend 4,000, Nordic 1640. Scandinavian 0377, Christian Scandinavian 0377, proceed direct to Grace. Direct Grace, Scandinavian 0377. Shuttle 9, disregard.
Edinburgh radar, November 504, Kilo Quebec, information Delta.
Number 504, Kilo Quebec, Edinburgh radar, hello, squawk, stand by. November 504, Kilo Quebec, squawk 2207.
Squawk 2207, November 504, Kilo Quebec.
Easy 212, speed 160 knots,
So
until
we
4
want to get
DME.
that. How do we do that on here?
Speed 160 knots until 4 DME, easy 212. Scandinavian 0377, Unicom
transponder
122, decimal 8
code
behind.
2207. 2207. There we go. Should get identified now.
Nordic 1640, left turn heading 080 degrees, descent altitude 3,000 feet.
Now, did he use a shortened call sign?
Nordic 1640.
November 172 Whiskey at Bravo, request taxi for the sands.
Roger, stand by. First shuttle 9er Zulu, wind 250 degrees, 15 knots, runway 24, clear for takeoff. Bridge 4, clear for takeoff, shuttle 9er Zulu. November 172 Whiskey, taxi to the General Aviation Parking via Alpha, Lima, Mike and Hotel.
Alpha Lima and Mike, Hotel.
We've got 3 minutes before we'll have to hold at Tartan.
November 172.
November 1640, left heading 055, speed 180 knots. Nordic 1640, left heading 055, speed 180 knots. Left 055, 180 knots, Nordic 1640.
Easy 6090 standing by and stand 11 for push.
Easy 6090, stand 11, push and start approved, face east.
Push and start approved facing east, easy 6090.
2 minutes 40 seconds.
November 504, Kilo Quebec, report level.
Push and start VFR clearance.
November 504, Kilo Quebec, report level.
Flight level 90, November 504 Kilo Quebec.
November 504, Kilo Quebec, thank you. Vectoring for an ILS runway 0, correction, runway 24, your number 2. Fly heading 010 degrees, descend flight level 70.
Vectoring for runway 24, turn heading 010, descend flight level 70, November 504 Kilo Quebec. Was that the right heading?
November 1640, turn right heading 23, correction, turn right heading 20.
Let's change that to
degrees,
heading.
cleared ILS approach runway 24.
And we're going to turn to the right, 010. And we are going to descend, so we'll change
1640, right heading
altitude to
220 degrees,
7,000,
cleared ILS
nose
approach runway
down,
24. Right 220, cleared ILS 24.
nose down,
Nordic 1640.
turn off the altitude,
212, wind 250 degrees, 15 knots, runway 24, cleared to land. Cleared to land, runway 24, is 212. Shuttle 9 Zulu, climb now, flight level 1.
this point we'll start bringing back the power just a little bit so we don't overspeed.
Climb 140, passing 4,000, Shuttle 9 Zulu. Shuttle 9 Zulu, thank you. Shuttle 9 Bravo behind the landing EasyJet A320 on a 1 mile final via Delta 1, line up runway 24 behind.
Oh, I didn't see number 2 either. It's all gone so well.
Delta 124 behind, Shuttle 9 Bravo.
I need to get flying for real again. ASAP.
November Kilo Alpha 52 requesting engine startup from VFR clearance.
November Kilo Alpha 52, roger, report your intentions.
A circuit, please.
November Kilo Alpha 52, roger, start approved. There'll be a right-hand circuit for runway 24, altitude 1,400 feet. QNH 1023, squawk 0, correction, squawk 7010.
Right-hand circuit, runway 24 is in use, squawk 7010, QNH 1032, I think. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, the QNH 1023, it's in
radio is the hardest
as
part.
well, information Delta.
Absolutely.
Squawk 102, no, QNH 1023, thank you.
November 504, Kilo
Just-
Quebec, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Descend altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1023, November 504 Quebec, Kilo Quebec. So let's keep
Shuttle 9
this
Zulu,
coming
proceed direct to
down.
Dean Cross.
There's 6,000. Let's change our
Shuttle 9 Zulu.
PFD
Shuttle 9 Bravo, wind 250 degrees, 15 knots, runway
altitude
24,
unit is
cleared for takeoff.
HPA. That's right.
Clear takeoff
Where's
for
Barrett?
runway 24, Shuttle 9 Bravo. Easy 21, 12, expect stand 1.
Turn off standard Barrow and 1023 hectopascals. There we go.
Could you repeat for EasyJet 212, please? AZ212, taxi holding point Alpha 14, expect stand 16 Alpha. Taxi holding point Alpha 14 and expect stand 16 Alpha is 212.
The procedure.
Nordic 1640, speed 160 knots until 4
Enter.
DME.
We want ILS
160 knots until 4.
24
Nordic 1640.
vectors.
November 504 Quebec, left turn heading 355.
Left turn 355, November 504 Quebec, Kilo Quebec. 355.
Shuttle 9 Zulu, Unicom 122 decimal 8, good afternoon. Unicom 122 decimal 8, Happy New Year.
355. There we go.
Radar Easy 6090, request taxi.
Easy 6090, taxi other point Delta 1, runway 24 by Foxtrot and Alpha.
Delta 1 by Foxtrot and Alpha is 6090.
Easy 212, give way to the company A320 from the right at Foxtrot, then taxi stand 16 Alpha via Lima and Golf.
Give way to the company aircraft on
Still
the right
descending.
Tower Foxtrot, and then taxi
Speed
to
good.
stand 16 Alpha via Lima and Golf is 212.
November 504 Quebec, 21 miles from touchdown, descent altitude 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1023, November 504, Kilo Quebec. Descend.
Shuttle 9 Bravo, climb now, flight level 1 down, happy the altitude.
Keep that nose coming down.
Shuttle 9 Bravo, climb now, flight level 120, report passing altitude.
So if we've got 21 miles to go,
120, passing 2,500, shuttle 9 Bravo.
we don't really want to be descending too early, so we'll just maintain a steady 500 feet per minute. Descent rate.
Descend 172 Whiskey, shutting down. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
November 1640, surface wind 250.
Just getting some situational awareness, so we're going to fly up to here, and then we'll be flying down the ILS there. So 108.9. 108.9 is the ILS.
November 504, Kilo Quebec, left turn heading 340 degrees, that'll be your base leg.
Left turn heading 340, base leg, November 504, Kilo Quebec. So, left at 340. Base leg. So we've got nav in there. We need to set the course. We should have to set the course. The course is going to be 240. I seem to recall last time we had issues changing this. We may
November 2 Alpha 52 requesting taxi.
just need to eyeball this just a little bit, which I don't like to do.
November Kilo Alpha 52, roger, taxi holding point Delta 1, runway 24 via Papa and Alpha.
Holding point Delta 1 via Alpha and Papa. Runway 24.
These approach phases.
November 4 Kilo Quebec, 15 miles, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
Descend 3,000 feet, 4 Kilo Quebec. 3,000, and we've got a shortened call sign, so altitude is.
Shuttle 9 Bravo, proceed direct to Dean Cross.
Let's write that
Proceed
down.
direct to
4
Cross, Shuttle
Kilo
9 Bravo.
Quebec. Keep that nose coming down. I mean, at this point we're pretty much going the same speed as any jet.
Easy 6090, surface wind 250 degrees.
Coming in to land at
15
Edinburgh.
knots. Flight Delta 1, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Should get a left turn. Oh, we've got a little bit to go yet.
November Kilo Alpha 52, report ready for departure.
4 Kilo Quebec. I'll get used to that.
November Kilo Alpha 52, behind the departing EasyJet A320 via Delta 1, line up runway 24 behind. November Kilo Alpha 52, behind the departing EasyJet A320 via Delta 1, line up runway 24
So there's a November Kilo
behind.
Alpha and we're 4 Kilo Quebec. Just got to be very
Line up
careful with that.
behind, the 8020.
So I'll try and get down at the platform, which is at 3,000 feet. Just start to slow that speed down.
Alpha Sierra requesting 45.
Papa Alpha Sierra, report your aircraft type.
Evidence Cessna 172 Skyhawk.
Roger, I've got a TBM 900 currently in the circuit. So I probably can't get you in the circuit for a little bit, but if you want to do another flight or you're happy to wait, I can sort you out later.
I'm happy to wait, just fit me in the queue.
November 4 Kilo Quebec, left turn heading 270 degrees. Cleared BILS approach runway 24.
Turn left heading 270, cleared ILS runway 24, November 4 Kilo Quebec. Excellent. So we're going to
Nordic.
left to 270.
Correction, Nordic 1640, taxi to stand 15 Bravo via Alpha, Lima and Golf.
270, and ideally we want to start the approach phase. Nope. Heading. To keep the heading going. And I think, how do I load that procedure? Select approach. Enter, 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 enter.
November Juliet Alpha
Not let
52,
me
ready
do
for
that.
departure whenever you're ready.
Stand by. Shuttle Niner Bravo, Unicom 122 Decimal 8, good
Enter,
afternoon.
enter, enter.
Unicom for Shuttle Niner Bravo, take care, bye-bye.
Okay, so I think
Easy 6090, climb now, flight level 100, report passing altitude. Climb now, flight level 100, passing 2,800 feet, easy 6090.
and then we need to turn off.
Kilo Alpha 52, surface wind 250 degrees, 15 knots, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Wind 25, 15 surface knots, clear for takeoff.
And this
runway
is
24.
all us.
November 4, Kilo Quebec, continue approach the wind 250 degrees at 15 knots. Traffic will be a TBM 900 departing now to join the right-hand circuit.
Continue approach, November 4, Kilo Quebec. I think that's the runway up ahead, yes. Need to start losing some altitude. Try to maintain a 900 feet approach. Where is my...
Hotel Golf Alpha Sierra 3, just confirm you with Echo on board.
Papa Alpha Sierra, Roger.
Let's start bringing that speed back.
November 4, Kilo Quebec, surface wind 250 degrees at 15 knots, runway 24, clear to land.
Runway 24, clear to land, November 4, Kilo Quebec. That's good news.
November Juliet Alpha 52, approaching the downwind leg.
November Kilo Alpha 52, Roger, report your intentions for this approach.
Full stop, landing please.
November Kilo Alpha 52, Roger. Traffic is a Quest Kodiak on a 6-mile final
That's
for
me.
runway 24. Confirm you got them inside.
Can you repeat that please? Sorry, thank you.
November Kilo Alpha 52, Quest Kodiak on a 6-mile final for runway 24. Confirm you have them inside.
Yes, I have them in sighting.
November Kilo Alpha 52, Roger. You can join and report final runway 24 following that traffic.
Follow the traffic.
And then November Kilo Alpha 52, you can either extend your downwind or enter orbits to generate the space that you need.
I'll generate left orbit, thank you.
Easy 6090, Unicom 122, Decimal 8. Unicom, Happy New Year, Easy 6090.
We have 0 visibility here. Let's get out of these clouds. November 4 Kilo Quebec, still in the clouds. Could you give us a cloud base, please?
November 4 Kilo Quebec, all I've got in the report is cloud scattered at 3,000 feet, so I can't be much help, I'm afraid.
No problem, thanks. Here we go, it's starting to clear.
Edinburgh French,
Very
hello,
high.
Ryan at
5 Alpha Bravo is a 737 on. Get clearance please to Liverpool.
Runner 5 Alpha Bravo, Edinburgh, radar hello, cleared to Liverpool, GoSam 1 Charlie departure, Squawk 2160, QNH 1023.
Cleared to Liverpool on the GoSam 1 Charlie departure, squawking 2160, and the QNH is 1023. Thank you very much, Ryanair 5 Alpha Bravo.
Ryanair 5 Alpha Bravo, correct.
Stall sound is not what you... Stall 1 is not the sound you want to hear.
Yeah, Papa Alpha Sierra.
Yes.
So they shouldn't contact us at all during the final stages of an approach.
The traffic currently in the circuit I think is going to land, so if you're happy to do your circuits on Unicom, I'm sure you'll be able to make that work.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
This flies beautifully. Any problems is purely lack of skill on my part, but this is a good flying model.
November Kilo Alpha 52, the previously reported Quest Kodiak just crossing the numbers for runway 24.
Runway 24.
Oh, I've missed my turn off. I've missed my turn off.
November Kilo Alpha 52
Can you
on
just
final
let me know which altitude you want me on when you close?
Papa Alpha Sierra, once I've closed you can do whatever, but circuits at Edinburgh are typically, you know, between 1,000 and 1,500 feet is what you'll be looking for.
Altitude like last time, 1,400.
Yeah, firm, that'll keep you about right relative to everyone else.
Blocking the runway, blocking the runway, blocking the runway.
November Kilo Alpha 52, continue approach, wind 250 degrees, 15 knots.
Wind 250 degrees, 15 knots, thank you.
AK left. Okay, vacated. Okay.
November Kilo Alpha 52 on final.
November Kilo Alpha 52, runway 24, clear to land.
Runway 24, clear to land.
November 4, Kilo Quebec, welcome to Edinburgh. Do you need a stand or just the general aviation parking?
Stand 200 please, November 4 Kilo Quebec.
November 4, Kilo Quebec, stand 200 by Alpha and Papa.
Alpha and Papa, stand 200, November 4 Kilo Quebec, thanks for the help. So, I'm just checking, this plane likes to taxi really fast. Alpha Papa. What I can also do, because X-Plane now does this, you can see the taxiways that you're on there. Yeah, I need to slow down because I'm going a bit too fast. And then that is a TBM 900, which is the speedy, sporty brother of the Deha Kodiak K100. But I'm not sure if it will be modelled properly. Not too sure. Not too sure.
Hotel Golf Alpha
So,
Sierra.
we're now at
Tango
Edinburgh.
aircraft is land.
We're here to pick up.
Papa Alpha Sierra, say again, you were readability 3, it was just a bit muffled there.
Sorry, Tata aircraft to
Papa
land. That was for
is
18-4.
next right turn.
TBM 900 just crossed the numbers landing now, and I'm just about to close. So if you want to get ready to do your circuits, that's totally fine.
Yep, just confirming.
And then I've chosen 200 because it's the first one.
November Kilo Alpha 5, just before.
And I may struggle
November Kilo Alpha 5
today to actually
just
complete
before you
this,
go,
this mission. I think I'm just going to run out of time because it is New Year's Eve.
November Kilo Alpha 5, so you'll have to help me out. My memory's not what it used to be. What was your requested stand?
Parking 200, please.
Nope.
No, it's been stolen, but you can have 201. November Kilo Alpha 52, stand 201 by Alpha and Papa.
Via Alpha and Papa, stand 201. Thank you. Have a good New Year's.
All stations, Edinburgh radar is now closed. There's no further ATC.
How do you
Unicom
set the parking
122
brake?
decimal 8. Edinburgh, happy New Year.
I'm gonna mate, see you later.
Happy New Year, great job. Okay, brakes. Like that. And then we can shut her down. So, that's forward, just pull back the condition lever. We can, oh, I didn't turn on the landing lights, taxi lights, nav lights, strobe lights, beacons off now because that's still spinning, but that's fine. Pitot heat, we'll turn that off, alternator off, generator off. That's that's off as well. Going to turn off the aviation and then the master, and then we can take our. Ooh, look at that! That TBM. That is. I'm not going to say that's a good representation of a TBM, but there are worse versions. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen a TBM. I thought it had more of an enclosed cockpit than that, rather than the bubble canopy. Might be completely wrong. So we can. Well, how are we doing for time? Time is getting on. I think what we may have to do is call this short now and continue this mission another time. Just because New Year's Eve. So we'll come back to this once we've all welcomed in the new year. I'm sobered up a little bit, and then we can take this cargo down to Manchester. Thanks for joining me on this short flight. Hope you have a fantastic new year. I hope 2026 is a fantastic year for you. And yeah, we'll see each other very soon. Oh, look at those big jets over there. Lovely. It's a clever jet.